Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today we're taking another look at 𝗕𝗓𝗪 MTV to see exactly what's been going on most recently with the price action. So guys, as we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, then do hit the like button. I really appreciate that. If you are new, then do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you won't miss another update. Right, with that said, done out of the way, let's get into some technical analysis here on 𝗕𝗓𝗪. So we're going to start things off with this weekly chart. We are, of course, using KuCoin as the data source here. There is a limited amount of data, but it's a reasonable amount to give us a pretty good idea as to where things are likely to go as we kind of finish off this bull run. Now, we are talking about potentially pushing up towards the 9.2 cent technically, but of course, you know, I think if we were to see some good marketing behind this project, some listings on some key exchanges, for example, we could also see 𝗕𝗓𝗪 absolutely surge, maybe up to about 30 or so cent. And this is all around not only the fantastic technology and all that kind of stuff that's going on there, but basically the fact that it's a micro cap coin. It won't not take too much money to actually flow into the project to see 𝗕𝗓𝗪 absolutely explode to the upside. Okay, so with the fact that they also do their staking, a fair amount of the circulating supply is actually already delegated and staked, and as a result, there's going to be a squeeze on the supply. So getting listed on a key exchange could be absolutely vital for this project to see huge price discovery and some absolutely massive gains. Now, this is outside of the technicals, right? So we need to see, obviously, you know, some good marketing, some good exchanges kind of getting listing on there, and we need to see some real momentum and adoption of this project. With that, we could see this thing absolutely fly. Otherwise, we'll see about 9.2 to 7.2 cents, something in that range, which would represent about 775% in gains. Okay, either way, I'm a very happy guy. 775% in gains would be very significant on my position anyway. That being said, I would absolutely love to see things actually really take off with this project. I think the team deserve it. I think ultimately the technology and everything else that's going on with this one is fantastic. So one I want to see become very successful. Just need to see a little bit more on the marketing pushing, and of course we want to see it on a few more of the more prominent exchanges in the future as well. That being said, you know, you can of course purchase on KuCoin. It seems to have the most volume at the moment. That's where I acquired the majority of my bag, as did Chris. You can get it on gate.io, but it can take a little bit of time to fill your orders there. And I think you can also get it on a couple of decentralized exchanges. I think PancakeSwap as well. But again, the volumes are relatively low at the moment. That being said, let's take a look at some of these technicals, right? So obviously, the Fibonacci that you see over here, this shows us at 7.2. This is the lower side of things. And again, we are taking out some key areas. We're going to get into that in a moment. We can see 775 actually takes us to the 9.2 cent area, which is another Fibonacci, which takes us from the high area, the all-time high area, down to the low point, which then obviously plots out 9.2 cent. And that's visible on our daily view in a moment. We can see the stochastic is overbought. And again, you know, we can be up here for quite some time. It really depends on how things go. And again, it doesn't take a huge amount of you know, of a correction to actually take out the momentum behind this. We can drop this down very, very quickly and without doing too much damage to the price if the sentiment is good. So everything on this weekly chart gain is looking pretty good. Let's jump down into our daily. Here we can just zoom out. Here you can see the Fibonacci for the 9.2 cent area, and again, you know, this is the most recent price action on this side just here, right? So if we just come down and make this a little bit bigger, because there's a couple of things we need to talk about what's going on most recently, right? So 𝗕𝗓𝗪 started to absolutely have a good flying session here. It took out this area. This was a key area for us, an area that had been rejected from previously. This was a 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗪 and 786 area of a Fibonacci retracement tool running from this high and the lows down here, right? So taking this out was key. Coming down, back testing it as the support line was vital. We found resistance up at 11.6, back testing down on the previous 786. Okay, so right now all of that was kind of to be expected. We also found resistance on the 50% retracement zone at 10.2 cent. Okay, sorry, 1.02 cent. And then obviously we can see that that's where we're coming back down, retesting this area. Now on this daily chart, we can see that we're heading into the oversold area, right? So we're tracking nicely down here, which means we're going to be up for some huge swings back to the upside soon. And hopefully we'll take out this main 786 area, get the closed candle above that one, which would come in at basically 1.5 cent. anything above 1.5, it should be a pretty good bull signal that takes us to the next step. So a little bit of resistance to get through, right? We obviously have the 11.6 cents, sorry, 1.16 cent area. We obviously have the 618, the 702, and the 786, getting a close candle above 1.5 cent, and then obviously pushing up into the 1.8 high area of our previous wave before we saw the correction. And then obviously we're going into that price discovery from there and taking out some of these key areas before we go to all-time highs. And some of these are going to be quite fantastic to see kind of get taken out. Now, when we actually jump down into our hourly view, again, just like our daily, we are oversold. And again, there's resistance at 10.7 right here, right? And that's an area that we're fighting up against right now. And it does look like we have the momentum behind us to allow that to kind of get taken out. And we could continue to push to the upside, taking out the 11.6 and maybe even that 618. We saw a candle like this not too long ago. So again, we could start to see a good push back up into this area here. And we could start to see some interesting prices start getting hit when it comes to multivac. So guys, let me just throw the volume on here. I think everything is playing out quite nicely. A decrease in volume as we decrease the price here, stabilizing around this zone, looking for that push. Everything, yeah, it looks like it's playing out quite nicely here for multivac. I'm not seeing an ABC here, so that's looking pretty good to also call this a bit of a bottom and a bit of a push now to the upside. Now, obviously being a micro cap coin, you know, it really does depend on the kind of money flowing in. But if we have a good sentiment, a good amount of money flowing into this one, then we could start to see this absolutely get taken out very, very quickly. So if we are ever in doubt on what's going on our daily views, then it's important that we do zoom out and we take a look at what goes on with the weekly, right, and things like that, because that's where we can really see some of the good progress that is being made and where things are likely to go in the next short little while. Okay, so things are starting to heat up with multivac. 3 billion is now the staking target, and if we do see that getting taken out, then yeah, I think there's going to be another additional target. Now, the passive earnings that you actually get from staking are very, very attractive. I know it took me a while to actually delegate my holdings, but the returns are very, very good. And of course, once you hit those milestones, you do get that airdrop of 5% of your holdings as well. So you earn a pretty good amount of multivac just from holding multivac, which is fantastic. So if you're not delegating, check it out, get staking. And I think Chris has a guide on this, so reach out. I'm sure we can drop the video link for a how-to guide. I think there's also a Medium post on how to delegate as well, so check that out. Get delegating, earn those nice passive returns, and in doing so, you'll be in a very good position multivac wise by the time we come towards the end of the bull run, with multivac being up there towards that 7.2 to 9.2 cent range. If not, you know, maybe even significantly higher as marketing and exchanges jump on board here when it comes to promoting what is going on with multivac and the technology and everything that they aim to do with this multidimensional sharding. Guys, hopefully you have found this a brief update with multivac useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button, I really appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here. With that said, done that out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.